Welcome to the Magic City. A beautiful night and the beautiful game have brought out the fans in droves as they get ready to see their home side Birmingham Legion FC back in action to take on the Eastern Conference leaders, Tampa Bay Rowdies, on this Saturday night. There's a look at Vulcan overlooking all of downtown Birmingham, and the Protector will take in Birmingham Legion FC against Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight here in the south side of downtown Birmingham here at BBVA Compass Field. Welcome into our broadcast booth, everybody. Blake Gardner joined by Mike Getman, excited to bring you another USL Championship match here in downtown Birmingham. And this Birmingham Legion club, Mike, this expansion side, they've had some stiff tests in the championship so far. Tonight, though, maybe their stiffest one yet.
This is a big game against the league leaders, undefeated on the season. It's going to be a challenge, but we've seen this Birmingham team do really well against other top teams.
Should be a challenge. Tampa Bay Rowdies, top of the table, as we mentioned, have not lost a contest in the championship yet. And as we transition to look at our key players tonight, one of the big pieces is that defense that's only surrendered 4 goals so far this year. Pape Diakite has certainly been a key part of that back line.
He's a big part of their defense. He's been a great defender. He's tough on the tackle. He's a great leader as well. He's a big part of how Tampa Bay Rowdies play.
Diakite, a 2-time USL Team of the Week honoree. He's back in the starting 11 after missing last week's contest against Swope Park Rangers, as Tampa Bay Rowdies will more than likely have their first choice 11 available to them for this match against Legion. On the other side, Matt Van Oekel is back in the net for Birmingham Legion, and that's a sight for sore eyes for the home supporters who haven't seen their man back in between the post in a month in the USL Championship.
Matt Van Oekel's been a big part of this team from the very beginning. Makes big saves in every game, but he's also the leader of the defense. Having him back on the field will make a big difference for Birmingham Legion.
Van Oekel played his first game back from injury in an Open Cup match this past Wednesday. He gets his first home start in over a month tonight against Tampa Bay Rowdies. Should be a fun match between Legion and Rowdies. The Rowdies trying to keep their unbeaten streak alive as they continue towards the top of the Eastern Conference. Birmingham Legion trying to send the home supporters home happy with 3 points. It's Legion and Tampa Bay Rowdies coming up next.
Imagine the opportunity to make opening an account faster with a selfie. It's possible with the BBVA Compass mobile banking app. When needed, you can verify your ID with just a photo. Snap, upload, apply. It's quick, it's easy, and it's all on America's award-winning mobile banking app. So what are you waiting for? You can become a BBVA Compass client in a snap. BBVA Compass, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to BBVA Compass Field. Just about ready to get things underway between Birmingham Legion and Tampa Bay Rowdies. Got some future USL Championship players there. Let's look at the ones that'll be on the pitch tonight. We'll start with the starting 11 for Tampa Bay Rowdies. Typical 3 in the back for the Rowdies this evening, Mike. Other than that, it's pretty much the starting 11 that Tampa Bay would like to see out on the pitch this evening.
They've certainly got all of their first-team players back on the field. 3-5-2 is a little different formation from what Birmingham Legion have seen in the last couple games. It'll make an interesting matchup for sure.
The captain, Sebastian Guenzati, up near the top of the formation. As we mentioned at the top, Pape Diakite is back in the center of this Tampa Bay Rowdies back line. On the other side for Birmingham Legion this evening, they've shuffled a little bit over the past week, and that's because they've got a few more options available. Brian Wright and J.J. Williams are back in town and in the starting 11.
This is probably the most athletic starting 11 that the Legion can put on the field. A little bit of a surprise to not see Chandler Hoffman in the starting lineup, but this group has got a lot of experience and a lot of athletic ability.
Razak Cromwell is in the starting 11 as well. He pairs with Mikey Lopez in midfield, but Brian Wright back from New England and back at the top of this Legion formation this evening. Just about ready to get things underway. There's a look at Coach Neal Collins, the 35-year-old in his second season at the helm of this Tampa Bay Rowdies club. The former Rowdies player made over 400 appearances in Scotland as a pro. On the other bench, Tom Sohn in his first season at the helm of this expansion side, Birmingham Legion, best known for his stint at DC United as a coach in the MLS, who also made over 100 appearances as a player for Dallas Burn and Chicago Fire. Just about ready to go from downtown Birmingham in Magic City. It's the Eastern Conference League leaders against the leading expansion team in the Eastern Conference. And with kickoff, we are underway. Just a couple of ticks past the top of the hour. Birmingham Legion in white, Tampa Bay Rowdies in Volt head to toe. It's what they call their alternate change kits. Birmingham Legion going away from their attack black kits here at home, changing it up just a little bit.
Yeah, I think they wanted to try and maybe see if the luck of the white jerseys can play a role for them tonight. We certainly won't miss the Tampa Bay Rowdy players tonight. Those jerseys are about as bright as they get.
Referee in the middle of the park this evening is Matthew Thompson, his 5th USL head referee assignment this year. And he whistles his first foul right on cue. Thompson had the Charleston-Atlanta United 2 match a week ago.
Been a very consistent referee, but it's going to be interesting tonight. This Tampa Bay Rowdy team is a very physical team. They're strong, they're athletic, and it looks like Birmingham Legion have put as big and athletic a team on the field as they can be as well. So I won't be surprised to see quite a few physical challenges throughout this match.
Nice ball over the top for Culberson. And it'll be a Legion throw right in front of our broadcast booth and right in front of Tampa Bay Rowdies coach Neal Collins, who was hired back in May of 2018. Tampa Bay Rowdies finished 12th in the Eastern Conference last season, but so far unbeaten through 12 matches in the USL Championship, plus 14 goal differential. And Mike, he sounded about as pleased as he could be when we talked to him earlier in the week.
Well, when you go from 12th place to 1st place in just a few months, you got to be pretty happy. It's hard to find anything to be critical about this team. They score goals, they defend really well, they work incredibly hard. I think he's got a lot to be happy about.
Of the 3 top divisions of USL soccer, or of North American soccer, when you count in the USL Championship, USL League One, and MLS, the only unbeaten team left inside of league play are these Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah, they've gotten the job done from start to finish. Doesn't matter what level you're playing, it's incredibly hard to be undefeated through 12 games. I don't care if you're playing baseball or soccer. That's a lot of winning and not very much losing.
One of the key pieces of this team has been John McCarthy, the 26-year-old from Philadelphia.
I think goalkeeper always gets a lot of credit when your team's got 8 shutouts. I think it's the group in front of him that have added to that, but he's certainly been a big-time performer so far.
Caleb Richards heads that away, and now Tampa Bay Rowdies with a bit of possession. As Laurent cuts that out, sends it back across to Kyle Culbertson. Culbertson a bit heavy on the touch, but is able to recover.
Not sure if that was so much Culbertson or just the sand pile he was trying to receive that ball in. There's definitely some large areas of the field that the grass seems to have disappeared from, and it may create some challenges for all these players.
BBVA Compass Field certainly has seen its better moments, but it has been hot and humid in central Alabama over the past month and change, and it's done a number on the turf here at the home of Birmingham Legion as a foul is given. Tejada was wrapped up with Femi Hollinger-Jansen, the forward-turned center back for this Birmingham Legion side, who once again makes another start in central defense this evening.
I don't think there were too many people who thought Femi was going to be a center back for this team when they signed him, but he's filled in a number of roles in the last few games in a row. He's been at center back and done a pretty solid job. He's going to be challenged tonight. It's 2 center forwards for the Rowdies against 2 center backs for Legion. So that 2v2 matchup is going to be a big part of this game.
All the way back in March, Hollander-Jansen was a striker partner for Chandler Hoffman up top. Now he's made 4 consecutive starts at center back as a foul is given. The first one against Legion. It's going to go against Prosper Kassim.
It's not that unusual for players to move back over the course of their career. Maybe play as a forward in high school, and in college you end up in midfield, and by the time you're a pro, you're playing in the back. But it's a little more unusual to have a player in one season, really in a matter of a few weeks, go from forward to center back and do it successfully. But Femi has showed that he can get it done.
J.J. Williams tried to spring Brian Wright, as Diakite was able to usher that all the way back to John McCarthy. Rowdies playing it forward, trying to keep it in play along the touchline is the captain Guinzati, and he does so. Here's Tejada, dispossessed by Laurent from behind.
One of the things that the Rowdies really like to do, they play some direct balls, try to make it a physical battle between their forwards and your defenders, but then they do a great job of pressing and looking for knockdowns and loose balls and really winning the battle of the second ball. That's going to be one of the real challenges for Legion FC tonight.
Long run for Tenari. Can he get there? He does. He beats Hollinger-Jansen, who ushers it out of play. It's going to be our first corner of the night, and it belongs to the visitors from Tampa Bay. Tenari, the native of Holbrook, New York, listed at just 5'6", but he was able to hold off Hollinger-Jansen long enough to earn his side a corner. First set piece for either side in the early going as Tenari swings it in towards the back post, headed back into a dangerous area, and Lopez deals with it. Tried to deal with it a second time. Avila wins the battle against Tenari, goes down, no whistle, play on, and now the foul is given.
A lot of big bodies, not just tall, but thick bodies, powerful people for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Set pieces are going to be a real challenge for Legion FC. Every ball that gets served in, Rowdies are going to fight and battle and bang. You've got to be perfect in your defending on those set pieces.
Van Okel sends everybody forward, wearing the captain's armband this evening is the 32-year-old goalkeeper. Birmingham Legion, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, certainly happy to have him back after he missed a month, basically, of USL Championship play. A bit of a delayed decision there by the referee Thompson, but he does give the Rowdies the throw. As we get a look at our keys to the game this evening for both Birmingham and Tampa Bay, and Mike, you've mentioned it a couple of times already, both sides have to be ready for the physicality of this match.
Legion FC have played a lot of different people at center back, and can Femi Hollinger-Jansen and Matthew Laurent be a good pairing together? That's certainly one of the keys, and then just handling the size and the physicality, Tampa Bay Rowdies. On the other side for the Rowdies, I know that they're going to want to be as physical as they possibly can be, try to disrupt the way Legion want to play. And then set pieces have been a big part of what they've done all season so far. They score a lot of goals directly off of set pieces, and then also off of knockdowns and rebounds.
Bit of a delayed flag there from the assistant referee, but Andrew Tenari was offside. So it'll be another free kick coming for Birmingham Legion. Tampa Bay Rowdies, we've talked about how stout they've been defensively. Just 4 goals given up in 12 USL games. On the other side, it counts as progress for Birmingham Legion that both of their first choice center backs at the beginning of the year at least made the game day 18 as Brian Wright wins Legion a corner at the far flag. Neither one of them are starting, Kyle Fisher or Marcel Appia, but they continue to try to work their way back to full health, and Legion hope to see them soon.
It's been a tough string of games for Legion FC. They've been back to back to back to back, and that takes a real physical toll. Injuries have piled up, but it appears that they're starting to get almost everybody back to health. Certainly that will make a big difference for this team over the next couple months.
Razak Cromwell, the Ghanaian, ready to send this ball in from the corner flag. Johnson offers him a short option. Instead, he plays it into the area. Williams tried to get there, couldn't quite do so. Fought off by Diakite, and Diakite wins the foul.
That's going to be a fun battle to watch. Whether it's Brian Wright or J.J. Williams, both are big, strong men, very athletic, matched up against Diakite. Who's going to win that physical battle throughout the night will be a fun part of this match.
There's a look at J.J. Williams, the loanee from Columbus Crew. Back in the starting 11 for Birmingham Legion today. In fact, both the forwards in the starting 11 for Legion are both on loan from MLS clubs. Williams from the Crew, Brian Wright from New England Revolution. As Lopez heads that on back into his area, Matt Van Okel comes out to collect. Injury report tonight brought to you by Viva Health. Tampa Bay Rowdies once again without Jaime Ciaz, who has yet to appear in a contest this year. Good news for the Rowdies, Malik Johnson was questionable, and he made his first appearance, albeit briefly, last week against Swope Park, and he is in the starting 11. Or in the 18, I should say, for Tampa Bay. On the other side for Birmingham Legion, Kyle Fisher, Marcel Appia in the 18, both dealing with injuries. Brian Wright, Mikey Lopez were both dealing with knocks as well, as that long ball is another foul given, as Tariq Morad won the battle with Daniel Johnson. Lastly, Legion only missing Eddie Apoku and Zach Arivo. Apoku out with an ankle injury. Arivo is back with his native Haiti, getting ready for this summer's Gold Cup.
Arivo is certainly going to be missed. He's been a big part of this team throughout the season, but you got to be happy to see one of your guys get called up to the national team and play in the Gold Cup. It's certainly a great honor for any player, and it's an honor for Legion to have a player from their roster playing at the international level.
All the way back to McCarthy. Tampa Bay perhaps a chance to build from the back. With Mora, man who's had plenty of USL experience in his time, over 100 USL championship appearances. Second ball brought down. Here's Lopez trying to find Johnson. Can he bring it down? He does so.
A really good touch from Johnson. That was a ball coming out of the sky. He put it under control in one touch. Really well done.
Cromwell plays it all the way back to Hollinger Jansen. A little string of possession here for Legion as Johnson tried to flick it on Lopez. Morad wins the battle, wins the foul.
You can see that the Legion want to put the ball down and knock it around and keep possession as much as they can. And at least so far in this match, Tampa Bay has served balls up, big high balls into the box, looking for the knockdowns. Definitely a contrast in styles between these two teams.
Was there a touch? Is that a corner? Is the question coming? It is not. It's a goal kick coming, as Van Okel will say. Legion fans, don't forget you can find all the Legion FC information in one place. Download the Legion FC app, available on both iOS and Android platforms. That's the Legion FC app, the only app that says hammer down. Birmingham Legion back here at home in front of their home supporters once again after a quick road trip. Saw them on the road to North Carolina FC and USL play, and on the road to Louisville City in Open Cup play. Both these sides saw their U.S. Open Cup runs come to an end in the midweek. Birmingham Legion 1-0 at the hands of Lou City. Tampa Bay Rowdies 4-3 in a wild contest on the campus of the University of Oklahoma against OKC Energy, as we get a look at that handball that brought play back against Eric Avila.
Open Cup games are always exciting, especially the first few rounds. Teams tend to rotate their players, maybe play some of their younger guys who haven't gotten as many minutes in league play. So you get some high-scoring matches, you get some people playing in different roles. Both Oklahoma City game with this Tampa Bay team was certainly exciting at 4-3. The Legion game, even though it was a loss 1-0 at Louisville, it was a very exciting game with chances for both teams to win that match. And so different than either team probably wanted the result to be, but both played a lot of people, got them some important experience.
Uncharacteristic for the Rowdies, who gave up 4 goals in that match to OKC. That matches as many goals as they have given up all season in the championship.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected them to give up 4 goals. I think they gave up 3 in the first 20 minutes of the match, and then stormed back to tie it up before eventually losing. But again, you change a lot of players. You play in a different competition. Sometimes things just happen.
Lopez applying pressure, as was Kasim. Well done by Aduro to keep possession, and now Rowdies trying to move forward. Tejada not on the same page with Jordan Daugherty.
15 minutes in, Legion FC have to be pretty happy. They've handled the physical battle so far. They've won most of the balls that have been played into the box in the air. They've certainly won more than their share. And they've had a couple moments where it looked like they might catch Tampa Bay on a quick counterattack.
Legion haven't really been a counterattacking club for the majority of this 2019 campaign, but perhaps that tactic changes a little bit against a team of Tampa Bay's quality, I should say.
It's hard to play the way you want when you're up against a team that's as big and athletic as this. But they also send a lot of players forward. They're playing with 2 center forwards, but their wide midfielders get very high, and they've got an attacking midfielder who plays very high. So there's at least 5, sometimes 6 or 7 players that have gotten in the attack. It's hard to keep your shape and have people in the right positions to keep possession when you do finally win the ball.
Here's Lopez. His crack is blocked partially and sent back towards the midway line. Mathieu Laurent comes to play. Mikey Lopez pushing forward quite a bit for Legion here. Dispossessed nicely by Malik Johnson. Lopez wins it back though, finds Johnson. Looking for Kasim. Those two not quite on the same page. Now it's Tejada and Laurent in a foot race, but before that foot race is won, it's Prosper Kasim, who is going to be called for the foul.
Not sure if that was a late tackle or what that call was. But it'll give the Rowdies another chance to push everybody forward. And if they do what they've been doing for the last 15 minutes, I think we'll see this ball get served up right at the top of the Legion box.
This is technically the second time these two teams have met this year. They met in a preseason scrimmage back in February, back when Legion were still trying to really piece together their club. Tampa Bay won 1-0. Second half goal from Brandon Allen, who did make the game day 18 for Tampa Bay.
That probably feels like an eternity ago to both of these teams. When you have a brand new franchise playing their first couple of games in preseason, there certainly isn't any sense of who you are as a team and how you want to play. And even the Rowdies, almost a complete new team, only a few returning players from last season. So both teams were trying to figure out who they are and how they were going to play back in preseason.
When we talked to Coach Collins, he was almost not as surprised as anybody, but certainly very happy with the way his team, filled with new faces, has gelled together so quickly, especially with a defensive identity.
He did call his team almost an expansion side, talking about how many new players they brought in. certainly sounded very pleased with how they've come together, not just in terms of wins and losses, but he seemed really proud of the way they play and how hard they work. He mentioned a couple of times how the work ethic of this team has been what impressed him most.
Fans, don't forget you can tune in to ESPN News on Wednesday, June 5th at 7 o'clock local time for Wednesday night soccer when OKC Energy FC travel to Albuquerque to face current Western Conference leaders New Mexico United. It's the week's best match on Wednesday night soccer, June 5th at 7 o'clock Central Time on ESPN News. Speaking of expansion sides, what a job New Mexico United has done on the other side of the USL table. Of the expansion sides in the East, Birmingham Legion to this point have been the most successful, sitting 12th in the Eastern Conference, ahead of Loudoun United, Memphis 901 FC, and Hartford Athletic.
Mexico has certainly done a great job, not just on the field. They've done well winning. They've scored a lot of goals, but they've also drawn a lot of great crowds. Their crowd support has been really impressive.
Malik Johnson with a bit of a tug on Kyle Culbertson there. Referee not happy about it and might bring Johnson to have a talking to as well. See Kyle Culbertson there under screen, gingerly going to retrieve the ball. As Johnson does indeed get a bit of a lecture here in the 20th minute.
Looks like he's going to go in the book. He's going to get yellow carded for that one.
So our first card has been issued this evening, and it does go to Malik Johnson. Tampa Bay Rowdies bench not happy about it.
If the referee stamps down on the fouling and on the physical play, it'll certainly be in favor of Birmingham Legion. If he lets the play run and lets the players get after each other, I think the physical power of this Tampa Bay Rowdies team is going to be hard for Legion to handle.
Thompson certainly has not been afraid to go to his book this year, as Tejada is free. Might have a chance at a clean cross. Avila does well to dispossess. Tejada wins it back though. Tejada's cross dealt with by Hollinger Jansen, and he sends it far and away from danger. Brian Wright trying to run it down. He does so. He wins his side of throw.
Good job there by Brian Wright. Didn't have much chance to win that ball, but by working hard and pressuring, ended up with possession through the throw-in.
21 minutes gone here in the Magic City so far this evening. Neither side has drawn first blood just yet.
Neither side's had a real chance at goal yet. We've had a corner kick served in that could have been trouble, but was handled by the Legion. And that's really been the only scoring opportunity for either team so far.
Wright and Johnson not quite on the same page. Chance for the Rowdies to perhaps push forward here. Doherty trying to play in Tejada, who I believe was in an offside position. Referee's flag stays down though. Tejada, dangerous ball. Hollinger Jansen has to send it away.
Laurent was definitely stepping up and trying to hold him off sides, but the assistant referee didn't see it the same way.
Johnson over the top for Williams, trying to flick it on to Wright, but couldn't quite get it there. Here's Prosper Kasim. Looking for help, looking for options, finds Culbertson. Those two can't quite link up. Back towards the center of the park. Here's Dominico Doro. Out wide, David Najim. Now Caleb Richards. Over the top, finds Najim. Lovely touch there. Najim, perhaps a switch is on. It is. Malik Johnson has time and space at the right wing. His cross is in. Laurent deals with it. Kasim, a bit of a shove, and that is a foul. As Doherty goes down, he's spilled, and a set-piece opportunity coming for the Rowdies.
Prosper Kasim is not the biggest of players, but I think he's trying to establish his physicality on this match. I'm sure it's something that Legion FC talked about in their pregame talk, being physical, making sure to win their share of the battles. But Prosper Kasim has twice maybe been a little too overzealous on the physical side.
So Doherty wins the free kick, the young 18-year-old on loan from Sheffield United. It's going to be Andrew Tenari who swings this in. 10th straight start for Andrew Tenari. Already 3 assists so far in this 2019 campaign. He's got plenty of Volt Green kits to choose from at the top of the 18. Dangerous service, headed away by Culbertson over the top of the nets. And from a set piece to a corner.
Rowdies are not shy about getting people into the box. You've got your attacking midfielder out wide serving the ball. 6 other players in the box and 1 at the top of the box. That's 8 players committed into the attack on that play. If they keep doing that, I think we're going to see more than a couple of goals.
Second corner for Tampa Bay this evening. Tejada got a head to it. Van Oekel is there. Juan Tejada, not the biggest of these Tampa Bay Rowdies, but he can leap with the best of them. Fortunately for Tampa Bay, his header right at the waiting arms of Matt Van Oekel. Best chance so far for either side in this one.
Rowdies are a big team, but they're also very athletic, and whether they're 6'5" or 5'6", all of their players can get up, win balls in the air.
Quinzati trying to play in Tejada. Instead, Van Oekel comes out to collect. Fan Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com.
When you look down this Rowdies roster, you look at the height of their players. Going back in the goal with John McCarthy, you got 6'3", 6'3", 6'2", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 6'5", 6'2", 6'5", 6'1". It's a lot of big bodies on this roster. They're not all on the field at this moment, but there's just a lot of big, powerful people that can make a physical impact on a game.
Perhaps a counter-attacking chance here for Legion. Kasim waiting for J.J. Williams. Williams does well to keep it at his feet. Tried to flick it through. Here's Kasim. Kasim on his favored left towards Brian Wright. Just missed on that connection.
A good attack from Legion FC. They went quickly before the Rowdies could get too many people back. One of the hard parts of sending 6 or 7 guys forward is that you've only got 3 in the back to defend. And Legion almost caught them on that counter. That ball from J.J. Williams was just a foot or 2 in front of where Brian Wright wanted it.
Legion fans, don't forget Birmingham Legion FC returns to BBVA Compass Field Saturday, June 22nd, when the club hosts Hartford Athletic at 7 o'clock Central Time. Come early, enjoy festivities in the pregame plaza beginning at 5, and cheer on Legion FC. Get your tickets today at bhmlegion.com or on the Legion FC app, as Mikey Lopez commits a foul there, and he's pleading with Matthew Thompson not to go in the book.
I don't think he's going to get a card for this one, but he's going to get talked to. Oh, he is going to go in the book. He was slow bringing out the notebook and the card. There's a definite foul, but I think Mikey Lopez was trying to win the ball. He was just a little late. It was a good touch to get away from him.
Lopez's pleas unsuccessful as he goes in the book once again in 2019. And a bit of a late challenge there on Dominic Oduro.
Just a really good first and second touch from Oduro. He received the ball and then flicked it past Mikey Lopez before he had time to react. He couldn't stop himself once he'd committed to the tackle.
Diakite sends it forward. Direction of Malik Johnson. Tejada, against pressure, does well. Lovely touch from Tenari. His cross, centered and scored! Sebastian Guenzati has Tampa Bay on the front foot first, as the Rowdies, through some excellent team play, have given themselves a 1-0 lead.
Nice passing and a great centering ball that lead to the goal. When you get 6 and 7 players running in and around the box, it's hard on the defenders. Do you stay with your man? Do you come out wide? Do you just stay in the space? Very few teams send as many players forward as this Rowdies team does.
5th goal of the year for Guenzati, wearing the captain's armband once again tonight. He went through a scoreless May, but as the month of June hits, Guenzati is back in the score sheets. A lovely centered ball there from Tenori. Set it up. The Eastern Conference leaders are back where they're used to being, in front. Birmingham Legion right before the half-hour mark. And the visiting Rowdies faithful over in the corner have something to cheer for, as their club finds the back of the net first this evening.
There's a good centering pass, but it was a really calm, composed finish as well.
The Uruguayan 27-year-old once again has found the score sheet for the Rowdies, and if you're Birmingham Legion, this is where you did not want to be. Down 1-0 against the premier defending team in the USL Championship in 2019. Perhaps a counter-attacking opportunity here, though. Johnson working forward, goes down, and the referee brings play back, as the foul is going to go against Diakite. Malik Johnson, pardon me.
Good officiating right there. He let the play go for just a moment to see if that ball was going to dribble through to Brian Wright. Once he realized that Legion weren't going to keep possession, blew the whistle and called it back. Rowdies didn't like that he let the play go for a moment and brought it back, but really well done and definitely the right call.
So a set piece coming for Legion. It'll be Kyle Culbertson as the white shirts push forward. As many as 5 jerseys at the top of the 18-yard box for the home side. Culbertson delivers far too long, beyond the reach of anybody, except for John McCarthy. McCarthy trying to restart play quickly. Instead, Mikey Lopez is on it. Nicely done by Kasim to find a hole in the defense, but his second touch a bit too heavy.
Yeah, it was a great first touch to receive that ball and turn. And then I think he just got a little too excited and had a big touch on the second one and lost it out of bounds. But you can see the opportunities are there. There are some gaps between the back three for Tampa Bay. If you can find your attacking players quickly, there is some room to run.
Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman, glad to have you with us, whether you're watching locally here on My68 or on ESPN Plus or YouTube. Saturday night prime time in the Magic City, Birmingham, Alabama. Expansion side Birmingham Legion against the Eastern Conference leaders, the Tampa Bay Rowdies. It's the leaders in front right now. Oh, a beautiful night in Birmingham. Tampa Bay has not surrendered a goal since April 27th against the Charlotte Independents in a 1-1 draw. Rowdies have drawn 5 times this year, but they have not dropped points in any contest in championship play.
It's a tough task when you got a team that gives up 1/3 of a goal per game over a 12-match stretch. But you also know that they did give up 4 goals in their last Open Cup match, and so in the back of your mind you know that they can be beaten. Certainly Legion FC will know that 1 goal does not determine this match, at least not yet.
Fans, don't forget you can follow Birmingham Legion or Tampa Bay Rowdies and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every single week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Throw in coming for Eric Avila. Back in this Legion starting 11. He's the lone connection between these two clubs. Avila made 30 appearances for Tampa Bay Rowdies back in 2016. There's Brian Wright. Nice turn against pressure by Wright. Now moving forward, Wright still trying to fight off defenders. Williams goes to retrieve. Kasim looking to turn, does so, brought down. Referee plays the advantage, now brings it back. And a bit of a collision behind the play as Lopez gets a shove. Sebastian Guenzati and Lopez were tied up behind the referee's back. And now a big conference around the head referee, Matthew Thompson.
This game is boiling a little earlier than you thought it might. Been a lot of physical play. The referee tried to keep things calm. He's handed out some early cards, but these two teams are getting after it, and there have been some hard fouls.
Here was the initial foul right here as Kasim goes down. And then right at the bottom of your screen there at the end, Lopez and Guenzati both took a hack at the loose ball. See Lopez there getting a stern talking to from Thompson. Lopez has to be careful, already on a card.
And I think that's what the referee's telling him, is that you've just been given a yellow card. You need to be staying out of the trouble. But I don't think Mikey Lopez did much wrong here. He came over to support his teammate.
There you see Guenzati go down. Couldn't tell from that angle how much contact there actually was there.
The whistle had blown at that point. Both players were playing a ball that wasn't in play.
You see Guenzati getting the same talking to from Matthew Thompson. It's Culbertson and Johnson who stand over this free kick opportunity, which will likely represent the best chance at goal Birmingham Legion have had so far in this one. It's Johnson to chip over the top. J.J. Williams' header is on frame and denied by McCarthy. What a save. Still loose in the 18. Lopez heads it into danger. Tejada is able to send it away. John McCarthy has kept Tampa Bay's lead intact.
He needed every inch of his 6'3" frame on that one. It was a great header right in the upper corner. Did really well to get a fingertip to it.
Williams can't believe it. How did it stay out if not for the tremendous effort of McCarthy right on his near post?
Great header, great save.
The man has 8 clean sheets for a reason. Right there we see a big piece of evidence as to why. Hollinger Jansen sends this away.
Those can be really frustrating for the attacking team. You run a set piece, perfect execution, great header on goal, and all of a sudden the keeper is picking it out of the corner and not letting it hit the back of the net.
It's Guenzati again. Culbertson does well to knock it away. Otherwise, the Rowdies were in on goal yet again.
This game is getting stretched. Room for both teams to run at each other.
Van Oekel sends it deep. Fans, Birmingham Legion entrusts the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine. And you should too. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help you get back to your active lifestyle. Avila quickly restarts play on the throw. Kasim looking for Wright, headed away by Morad, but only as far as Daniel Johnson. Johnson against Johnson over here on the near side. Malik against Daniel. Williams got a boot to it, but that's about it. And now a late whistle as the flag was up against J.J. Williams.
I think the Rowdies would have been just as happy to have the ball out at midfield where they had possession. But he's brought it back into the box for him.
7 minutes left plus stoppage time in our opening 3/4 of an hour. Tampa Bay Rowdies out front once again on the road. Cromwell won the battle against Tenari. Finds Caleb Richards on season-long loan from Norwich City. His pass intercepted by Wright. Now Wright moving forward. Wright fights off a defender, but not long enough. Well done by the Rowdies to retreat and defend, and now a chance for them to spring forward. Diagonal ball is well played. Cut out by Eric Avila as he beat Najim to it.
Some really good defending by Avila. He was under pressure, had two men he had to kind of split the difference between, and still managed to track the ball down and get it out of play.
Here's Morad. Finds Tejada. Tejada trying to turn against Laurent unsuccessfully. Daniel Johnson with a bit of space down the left wing. He utilizes that. Now puts on the brakes and looks for options.
Okla has played 4 or 5 balls out to that corner of midfield. I think he's looking for J.J. Williams. They've got a little bit of a size mismatch out there.
Flag was up, offside against Tenari, who was in a foot race with Razak Cromwell. There you see Neal Collins, who's been fairly animated on the touchline since this match got underway. But overall, has to be rather pleased with how his side are performing. Nearly 40 minutes in. Cromwell tried to turn. Right to Lopez. Lopez. Kasim. Out wide to Daniel Johnson. He gets an overlapping run from Culbertson. Doesn't utilize it. Chipped out wide. Can Culbertson keep it in play? He does. Doesn't swing the cross in yet, though. Lopez will, but it's far too short to get to the back post.
They've had a couple of opportunities to serve balls into the box, which Legion have not taken. I think they're not quite as comfortable and certainly not as used to having those two attacking players with the size of Brian Wright and J.J. Williams. It's the first time that the two have been on the field together. It's something that certainly gives them a new option.
Extended run of possession here for Legion in the opponent's half. Can it pay off into some type of reward? So far it hasn't, as Tampa have bent, but they have not broken. Lopez has been all over the park so far this evening. A lovely run by Wright, but it's cut out well by Caleb Richards.
So far, Tampa Bay Rowdies have really only had one good chance to score, which they finished really nicely. Legion FC had one good chance to score. Goalkeeper McCarthy made a brilliant save to keep it out. And that's been the difference in this match so far.
Johnson plays out wide to Avila. Fullback push forward once again. Avila out wide to Brian Wright. Wright, a left-footed ball towards Williams, headed away. Only as far as another white shirt, though. Here's Kyle Culbertson. His ball headed away as well. Run down by Lopez. Still, this extended run of Legion possession continues. Johnson got ahead to that one first. Culbertson opts not to keep it in play. Instead, quickly restarts on the throw to Kasim. Credit to the Rowdies, very organized. Haven't allowed Legion much time and space. The closer they get to the 18. Lovely through by J.J. Williams. But McCarthy is out to come and get it.
Really good defending. Hard work from everybody getting back and working to get out wide when they needed to. but it was also nice patience from Legion FC. If they can keep the ball and move the ball over the course of 90 minutes, things will open up.
Fans, when you're busy shuttling kids to and from school, soccer practice, and everything in between, and you don't always have time to cook a healthy meal, many evenings keep you and your family out of the drive-thru with Meal Fit, official food sponsor of Birmingham Legion FC. Meal Fit makes life easier and healthier with delicious and balanced home-cooked meals built for life on the go. Ball to the back post is brought down and across and in. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Andrew Tenari collects the loose ball and slots it home to double the Rowdies' advantage right before halftime.
That's a real heartbreaker for Legion FC. They just had a string of possession, kept the ball the other end of the field, and then one trip down the field that's in the back of the net. 2-0 is a tough score line against a team that defends as well as the Rowdies do.
It took a deflection but found its way home. Third goal of the year for Tenari. And Malik Johnson in just his second appearance in 2019 with a lovely setup for the 23-year-old to make it a 2-0 scoreline with less than a minute left before the halftime whistle. Just an absolute dagger from the Eastern Conference leaders.
Both the goals that we've seen so far, the Rowdies have drawn Matthew Laurent out of the middle of the goal area and then played the ball into the space where he's not. I think they've recognized that he's become a leader in the back and that he wins a lot of balls that are played in and around him. And so they've done a good job of drawing him out of the center of the goal and then putting the ball on the ground right where he's not.
2 minutes of stoppage time. Our stoppage time is brought to you tonight by UAB Medicine. As Mikey Lopez rushes to take that throw, instead it'll be Brian Wright.
The fourth official has indicated that a minimum 2 minutes will be added to the first half.
2-0, our new score line as Tampa Bay Rowdies find the back of the net just before halftime. And the road back just got much longer for Birmingham Legion. They're looking for their first goal and a stoppage time here. Kasim to Lopez. Lopez picks up his head looking for the run of Williams. Williams will get there, heads it towards the top of the 6-yard box. It's Diakite who deals with it. Williams tries to win it back. And Avila is able to keep it in play. Avila's ball swung in right at McCarthy.
Looks like Diakite has gone down. Not sure what happened, but that would be a tough break for the Rowdies right before halftime.
We highlighted Diakite at the top of the broadcast. He was our impact player. The Senegal native and 26-year-old is a 2-time USL Team of the Week defender. Looks to be okay over on the far side of the pitch.
Looks like he's expressing that he got hit in the face with something. I didn't see what had happened, but he certainly looks to be okay.
Might tack on a few more seconds of our stoppage time as we get a second look at what Diakite might be referring to.
Looks like he might have caught a back of the heel or something from J.J. Wright or J.J. Williams as they were battling for that loose ball.
Dying moments of stoppage time here. As that rolls over the end line for one more goal kick. Overall, though, Mike, Tampa Bay have to be extremely pleased with their efforts here in the first 45 minutes and change.
Just like we thought it would be. They like to attack. They send a lot of players forward. They create chaos in the attacking end of the field, and they've gotten 2 good chances, and they've finished them both. At the other end, they've worked incredibly hard to get everybody back defensively. They did give up 1 or 2 chances, but the goalkeeper McCarthy was there to cover, and they've got at least halfway to their 9th shutout.
2-0 Tampa Bay is our scoreline as the Rowdies have come to downtown Birmingham and have found success. Neal Collins, not too many changes for his side to make as they head towards the dressing room. Birmingham Legion, meanwhile, will have some things to address if they hope to get back into this contest on this Saturday night as Diakite and J.J. Williams shake hands after their late collision there in the first half. There's head coach Tom Stone. It's going to be up to him to make a few tactical moves to try to get Legion back in this contest as we hit halftime at BBVA Compass Field. Coming up, Coach Stone is mic'd up in a training session for Birmingham Legion. We'll get an inside look when we return.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you. At Red
So we're inverted a little bit. Get yourselves a little flatter, you two, and have Zach be the high spot. Okay? Eddie, you occupy, the center back aren't there, but you're occupying that space. So when it comes to a side, you're going to switch over. Eddie, come over. Come on, Ed. Quick. So as we set up in this now, we translate what we just watched on the board into the session and make sure we do it right. So we'll walk through it first to make sure we get it right. Make sure you're looking over your shoulder, Prosper, because if that ball gets past you, I'm not going to be happy, right? And I looked at your shoulder, you never looked. Make sure you're killing that passing lane, and now you put real pressure on them. If that happens, the shout from the back line should be drop, drop. So as Femi beats that, Chandler's immediate reaction is here. Prosper, you're coming here. And we're all, Daniel, come on, come on. We're dropping. And I've said this before to Kyle. When we win it, it's just not good enough to give it back. We win it, and now we with purpose, right? Can we keep that ball? We've worked so hard to get it. Just winning it isn't enough. We've got to also keep the ball. Let's make sure it's good. And I don't mean a flyby. You've got to now get him under pressure and make sure you're there so he doesn't beat you, right? But when we commit to this, now it's real pressure. We're forcing Femi to have to make a decision here, and we're looking to win it here. We don't need 5 guys to score a goal. Never going to work. It's going to end up coming back the other way. So let's limit how many guys go forward and make sure we keep our shape so now we can build either the possession, change a point of attack. We have more options that way instead of one ball giving away and now they're off to the races. A lot harder, right? That's real pressure. That's the first time I saw real pressure. You got to kick it into gear.
Statesboro, it's like this little oasis of a location.
I think Statesboro loves itself. It's the first thing I would say.
This is a win for the community.
Not only are we getting a professional level soccer team, a sport that's loved around the world, but we are now creating an economic development area that's going to have a huge impact on our community and throughout this region.
I'm not surprised, to be honest, that Tormenta was one of the first teams approached when League One came about. I think it was blatantly obvious to everyone that knew anything about American soccer that Tormenta was a force in League Two, and everything from top to bottom was done so professionally that I had a good year in college and I had some other looks, but for me, I wanted to be at Tormenta FC, and I knew there was 10 other guys coming back here that I knew were bought in and they have the same goals that I do.
This is the first step of a very, very, very long journey. This is a league match. We set some pretty lofty expectations for results this year, did we not? Okay.
Getting here, okay, is a good place to be. And now, what you guys need to do is take it that one step further.
Family, boys, family, family, family.
Yeah.
So we're inverted a little bit. Get yourselves a little flatter, you two, and have
45 minutes. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman. Hope you're enjoying our halftime festivities as we get ready for our second half of action coming up momentarily. First, a few things to get to from our broadcast booth up top of a BBVA Compass Field, and locally near Birmingham, Alabama. How about Chris Richards and Brandon Cervania, the members of the 2019 U20 United States Men's World Cup team? Mike, products here from Birmingham that were signed by FC Dallas as homegrown players, and both representing the Magic City quite well in Poland right now.
It's awesome to see two local guys succeeding not just at the professional level but at the international level. Both of them are great players and great young men, and certainly looks good for the future of Alabama soccer.
The United States U20s back in action next week in the knockout rounds of the U20 World Cup. If you haven't tuned in and seen that squad play yet, you should. Tab Ramos has a fun team at his fingertips. It'll be interesting to see how they roll out their starting 11 next week in the knockout rounds. Here in the USL Championship, New York Red Bulls 2 all over Bethlehem Steel as we get a look at some of our out-of-town scores. That and the Louisville City-Charleston game, the two widest score lines. And Mike, Louisville City seemed to be rounding into form at just the right times. The summer has heated up, so have they.
You know, all the teams that we thought at the start of the year might be towards the top of the chart are starting to show their form. The Red Bulls with a big win, 4-0. Louisville City scoring 4, Indy 11, 2-1 over Pittsburgh Riverhounds. All those teams are teams that I think everybody thought at the start of the year were going to be towards the top.
It's been a red card kind of night in the USL Championship. Multiple red cards in that Lou City-Charleston match and another red card in that Riverhounds Indy 11 matchup. Coming up tomorrow, Ottawa Fury FC will take on Charleston Independence north of the border. And a matchup that will certainly be an intriguing one as we get a look at the Eastern Conference table as it stands right now. And there you see Ottawa Fury just above the cut line of the top 10 teams that will make the playoffs in the USL Championship when all is said and done. But at the top, Tampa Bay Rowdies still unbeaten, Mike, at the top of the table. They, along with Red Bulls and Nashville especially, have played some excellent soccer so far this year.
Yeah, certainly the Rowdies have looked really good tonight, gotten done what they wanted to in the first half. Red Bulls, as we said, are a team that we expected to be towards the top, and they're there. Nashville, who will join MLS next season, showing their form as well. but there's a big group of teams that aren't but 1 or 2 games out of the playoff race, and so you see the top 10, but right below that at 11, 12, and 13 are a number of teams with a chance to get right back into the playoffs with just 1 or 2 more results.
Including Birmingham Legion, who are just 1 point off of Atlanta United 2 in that 10th position. Birmingham Legion with 12 points from this 2019 campaign coming into the night. As we get a look at what has happened so far in our first 45 minutes. Birmingham Legion with a healthy bit of possession there, especially late in the first half, but it's Tampa Bay who has struck quickly, not once but twice already.
Legion have won the battle slightly on possession. They've won a large part of the physical battles and the balls in the air. I think they're about 65-70% of the balls in the air. But where it matters, 2 good chances for Tampa Bay Rowdies, and they finished them both, and that's really the difference in the match right now.
Both teams still getting ready in the dressing rooms. The second half of action is coming soon from downtown Birmingham. We'll take a timeout when we return. Our second 45 between Birmingham Legion and Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Imagine the opportunity to make opening an account faster with a selfie. It's possible with the BBVA Compass mobile banking app. When needed, you can verify your ID with just a photo. Snap, upload, apply. It's quick, it's easy, and it's all on America's award-winning mobile banking app. So what are you waiting for? You can become a BBVA Compass client in a snap. BBVA Compass, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to a busy downtown Birmingham, Alabama tonight. We're going to look at the UAB campus just off in the distance here, the south side of downtown Birmingham. So far, it's felt more like a home game for Tampa Bay Rowdies. The traveling supporters have had plenty to cheer about as they lead 2-0 so far this evening against Birmingham Legion FC. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman. The sun is down, the lights are on here on the pitch at BBVA Compass Field. As we got to look at our stats, let's get a look at some of our match highlights from our first 45 minutes. Mike Getman, it was a busy first 45. Both sides struggled to find some chances early on, but physical play has certainly been a big piece of this contest.
It's been a physical match. Lots of balls in the air, lots of physical battles, lots of tackles, couple yellow cards along the way. Both teams have certainly tried to establish their physical authority.
Had a couple of scuffles, couple of dust-ups here and there. As you saw Prosper Kassim commit a foul on Jordan Doherty. Matt Van Oekel made a save on that first headed attempt. Really the save of the match so far came from John McCarthy on the other end, but it's been Tampa Bay Rowdies who have made the most of their chances early on in this one, as that was our first booking. Belongs to Mikey Lopez, and here was our first goal. Served up nicely by Tenari across to Guenzati. His 5th goal of the year was well taken, Mike.
He's been scoring goals, and he shows his composure right in front of the net there. Great finish. Here, a great save from McCarthy. I thought that ball was going to find the back of the net, but good effort from J.J. Williams, even better from McCarthy.
And then a second provided right there. Malik Johnson did well to lay it off, and Tenari supplied the finish. That has been the difference so far in this one. Tampa Bay Rowdies on top 2-0. What a lovely night it has turned into here in Birmingham, Alabama. As we get a look at the upcoming slate for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who have been operating on the front foot most of 2019. Get a couple of home matches to continue to do so back in the Sunshine State against North Carolina and Charleston Battery before they hit the road against Bethlehem and Swope Park with a home match mixed in there with Ottawa Fury. On the other side for Birmingham Legion, they're finishing up what's been their toughest stretch of this 2019. They'll go on the road twice more in back-to-back weeks against Charleston and Charlotte before they come back home to see Hartford Athletic. Just about ready for our second 45 minutes. Matthew Thompson making sure everybody's set. Birmingham Legion and white and black. Tampa Bay Rowdies in Volt green head to toe. And with that whistle, game on for our second half between Tampa Bay and Birmingham. Rowdies looking for 3 points on the road, on top by 2. Birmingham Legion trying to fight their way back into this contest. No changes were announced at halftime for either side.
Yeah, I think both coaches probably saw some things to be happy about. Both teams probably felt their teams played the way they wanted them to, won their share of the physical battles. Rowdies were certainly happy with their 2 goals. I think Legion felt like right before the second goal they had a lot of possession and were creating what they wanted to against the Rowdies, and so I wouldn't think they want to change too much even though they're behind by a couple of goals.
Avila with a flick, but it finds a green shirt, but only as far as David Najim, who flicks it over the ad boards and out of play. Legion looking for a quick start to the second 45. Try to find some life as Hollinger Jansen almost has it dispossessed. Instead finds the feet of Cromwell. Kassim. Out to Kyle Culbertson. Those two play 1-2 on the far touchline.
I thought we'd see a little bit more of balls being played into the feet of Brian Wright, letting Prosper Kassim run off of him. But Brian Wright has not had much service into his feet. Part of that, I'm sure, is because of Diakite, who's such a physical presence. You look up and you see somebody 6'5" and he's always in the right place. Makes you a little nervous to play balls into Brian Wright. But I think they're going to have to try and find a way to get the ball into his feet if they want to have some success in the second half.
Wright got knocked up a little bit behind the play, but he is up and okay. Back to his feet and back at the top of this Legion formation. J.J. Williams with a flick, trying to find Wright. It's Diakite, that man again, who sends it away. Avila now finds the feet of Wright. He and Williams not on the same page, however.
He had time to take a touch there. Just tried to play too quickly, gave it away. But at least they were looking for him and they found his feet. Certainly a good sign for Legion FC.
You get a look at Chris Richards, on loan from Norwich City. Rowdies have players on loan from Norwich City and Sheffield United, both of whom earned promotion across the pond from the English Championship to the Premier League.
Tampa Bay Rowdies are one of the real historic teams in American soccer. Back in the old days of the NASL, Tampa Bay Rowdies were one of the top clubs. Had a lot of players from the UK, including Rodney Marsh, who was known as the Clown Prince of Soccer, one of the top technical players in the world back in his day. This is a club that has played in just about every league that the U.S. has had over the years.
Tampa Bay Rowdies, original Rowdies franchise, was founded in 1975. Wright goes down top of the area, penalty given. And a golden opportunity for Legion to find a foothold in this one.
Brian Wright and Diakite have been 1v1 for most of the match. Rowdies have been happy to take that challenge. But a good ball into his feet in one moment creates the opportunity for Legion FC to get right back in the game.
It's Chris Richards who gives away the penalty. Brian Wright won it, and it looks like Brian Wright is going to take it. And what an opportunity this is.
It's been a good first few minutes of the second half for Legion FC. Can Brian Wright make it pay off?
The Ontario native with a chance to cut the deficit in half. Denied by McCarthy and sent away from danger. John McCarthy comes up big again.
Big let off. He thought that they had done everything they needed to do.
Here's Kasim now, still in the area, plays out wide Culbertson. His ball a dangerous one, but far too tall for anybody. It rolls all the way through and into touch. What a play by John McCarthy. His second massive save of the night. Let's see if we get a replay of the penalty taken by Wright, and right on cue. Here we do. Wright just couldn't slot it towards a corner. And McCarthy guessed right and had it read all the way.
Yeah, not the best of PKs. Hit it clean, but he didn't put it close enough to the post, and it was right at the hands, right at the height that the goalkeeper wants to dive and make the save with his hands. Really a fairly simple save for McCarthy.
So the clean sheet remains intact, at least for now, for Tampa Bay. Physical aerial duel there, and a foul is given against Femi Hollinger-Jansen. Quinzani wins the Rowdies a free kick in a dangerous area. It'll be to Tenari to take it once again, and while we have a stoppage, fans, don't forget, when you're busy shuttling kids to and from school, soccer practice, and everything in between, and don't always have time to cook a healthy meal many evenings, keep you and your family out of the drive-thru with MealFit, the official food sponsor of Birmingham Legion. MealFit makes life easier and healthier with delicious and balanced home-cooked meals prepared for life on the go. Learn more about MealFit and order now at mealfit.co. Tenari swings the ball in towards the back post. Hollinger-Jansen is there to head it away. Avila runs it down, keeps it in play. Still the Rowdies with it. Turnover, back the other way comes Avila. Plays out wide to Laurent. Lovely first touch, finds Daniel Johnson. Johnson with bodies moving forward in front of him. Tenari runs him down to provide some pressure. Johnson still trying to keep possession. Couldn't quite do so. And now, a counter-attacking opportunity and a golden one for Guenzati. Guenzati in on goal with Johnson in pursuit. Guenzati's cross is at the feet of Tejada, who was wrapped up with Hollinger-Jansen, and in the end, it allowed Van Oekel to collect.
That was some really good defending from Hollinger-Jansen. He had to get his body in front of that. It was a great pass in. He saw where it was going, and he read the play really well. He didn't have much time to make that decision to go to ground, but it was a great decision.
On the other end of the park, Brian Wright quickly back the other way, wins Legion a corner kick, their second of the night. Both sides with dangerous moments.
Yeah, this game has opened up a little quicker than I thought it would in the second half. Both teams having chances just the first few minutes.
Before this corner can be taken, Matthew Thompson is going to have words with, it looks like, J.J. Williams and Pape Diakite. Those two have been locked up more or less all evening.
When J.J. has been with Legion FC, he's been the target on almost all set pieces. He's only played a few matches, but I would certainly expect the ball to go to him, and Diakite seems to be very aware that that's the danger man.
Cromwell Has his cross headed away by Najim. Avila plays out wide to right. Right, trying to turn instead. Finds Culbertson, still with bodies forward. Laurent got a piece. And it's another corner coming as that went off a green shirt last.
When Legion played at St. Louis, J.J. Williams was always standing right in front of the goalkeeper and then coming out to the top of the 6-yard box for the service. It looks like he's trying to do the same thing again tonight.
He and Diakite almost right on top of John McCarthy on the goal line. Johnson, a dangerous ball. Laurent got a piece as it deflects towards the near corner flag. It's another throw, and it's going Legion's way, much to the dismay of the Rowdies, who are going to make a switch before this throw comes in. First substitution of the night for either side. And it's going to be Zack Steinberger who comes on. And it's Andrew Tenari, one of the goal scorers, who makes way. Pretty productive night for Tenari in midfield. Perhaps a switch a bit more defensive in nature. Steinberger, the 27-year-old, former Houston Dynamo first-round pick back in 2015. Third substitution in 5 games for Steinberger. Go ahead.
Tenari's had a good match. I'm a little surprised by that change, whether it's a defensive decision or maybe he's picked up a little knock and they're trying to protect him.
Culbertson readies himself for a long throw. Towards the 6-yard box. Laurent tried to get a flick to it. Kasim to Avila. Avila on his right to Lopez. His flick is beyond the reach of everyone.
Those long throws can be dangerous. Culbertson does a really nice job getting it right in front of the defense where if it hits the ground, it's going to be trouble.
Sean McCarthy once again to send it away. Talked about both Mikey Lopez and Juan Tejada tonight. 2 of the top 5 hairstyles in the USL Championship, according to a recent article that came out this week. I think fans can go vote on USLChampionship.com to see who their favorite hairstyle is in the championship, as another Rowdy is down. Looks like Dominic Oduro, and it is.
Didn't realize hairstyles was something we were keeping track of, but nice to know that fans can have a vote on just about anything.
I believe New Mexico United's Devin Sandoval is the leader in the clubhouse at last check. As Oduro is getting looked at, looks like in the facial region. He and J.J. Williams were tied up, and Oduro went down. Hard to tell based on that look.
JJ's a big man at 6'4", and when he jumps, those arms and elbows come up, and oftentimes slightly smaller players are feeling the brunt of it right across the face. Nothing malicious, nothing deliberate. It's just a big man in the air, and he definitely seems to be feeling it.
You see some of the Legion substitutes getting warm. Legion have yet to make any of their 3 available changes to this point, as Oduro is up and making his way off. 24-year-old who began his career in the Manchester City Academy. Has been a key part of this Rowdies club so far this year. Started every match with the exception of last week against Swope Park. Coach Collins seems like he's going to leave Oduro in this contest as soon as he is deemed fit to come back in. Our referee, Matthew Thompson, restarts things with a dropped ball. Nice sportsmanship there by Malik Johnson to send it back to Legion. Approaching the hour mark in downtown Birmingham. Tampa Bay Rowdies lead is still 2. As Brian Wright tries to run onto this through ball. He beats Diakite there. Now he needs some support. Wright against 2 green shirts. Couldn't quite beat either one. Good work by Malik Johnson to track back in defense. First touches for Zack Steinberger. Now Doherty. Guenzati dispossessed from behind by Culbertson. Here's Kasim connecting with Williams. Those two connect once more. Legion continue to try to push white shirts forward. Cromwell tried to play it towards the top of the 18, instead only found the waiting chest of Johnson.
I think Brian Wright was making a run towards goal. Cromwell thought he was going to play into his feet or chest. Top of the 18, that's just 2 players that haven't had much time together on the field.
Cromwell making just his 2nd USL Championship start, his first game against Nashville SC. Legion have another counter-attacking opportunity here. Thwarted by Dominico Duro, who's back on. So Cromwell, a new addition to this Legion club, making just his 3rd appearance for the 3 Sparks. It's Cromwell on it. All the way back to Hollinger Jansen. Those two play give and go. Now on to Avila. Avila to Williams. Williams with an unsuccessful flick, and now it's Guenzati. Steinberger looking for the run at Tejada. An excellent run that beats Hollinger Jansen and keeps him onside. Coaches have raved about the work rates of Juan Tejada, who goes down. Referee says play on. It's Guenzati who wins it. Najim plays diagonally and all the way back across.
Tampa Bay had lost possession, but they didn't wait. As soon as they'd given up possession, they turned and pressed and chased.
Najim has a go, denied by Van Okel, who has to parry it away.
Won the ball back from their pressure and then created a good chance to score from it. So you can see what they're trying to do, and you can see why Coach Collins was so pleased with his team's work ethic, because there was no disappointment or waiting around or putting your hands on your knees. They just immediately fight back to win possession and create more chances to score.
Pretty good hit from Najim there. Forced a save from Matt Van Okel and earned his side yet another corner with less than a half hour left. As once again, referee Matthew Thompson has had some work to do organizing bodies in the 18-yard box. Steinberger's delivery is low, and it's Van Okel who jumps up to come get it. Distribution finds Lopez right in the middle of the park. Cromwell flicks on to Williams. Those two trying to connect on the near touchline. Just get a look at Van Okel organizing this Legion back line. Kasim looking for Wright. Cutouts by Morat.
Last 10 minutes or so, Legion have done a much better job of finding the feet of their forwards and then letting players run from there. It's created more possession, more danger in and around the box. They still need to find ways to test McCarthy in the goal.
First change of the night for the home side, Birmingham Legion, as Cromwell will check out. Englishman Joe Holland will take his place and immediately get a touch here. Holland in a battle against Tejada.
That change is very much an attacking move. Cromwell's been playing in defensive midfield, but he's really, most of his career been a left back, and so he's a defensive-minded player. Joe Holland just the opposite. He's been a forward most of his career, has played a lot in midfield as well, but very much an attacking player.
Hollinger Jansen clears it against pressure provided by Tejada. Fans, don't forget you can get updates and alerts all season long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your club, either Tampa Bay Rowdies or Birmingham Legion, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Diakite couldn't quite connect with his long ball. Johnson on the turn. Finds the waiting feet of Kasim.
With the addition of Holland into the lineup, Legion have pushed J.J. Williams up and into the center. They're now playing with 2 center forwards, leaving a little more room out wide for the outside backs to get into the play.
Avila tries to get his cross away. It's blocked nicely by Najim and only out for a throw. Johnson attracting the attention of Steinberger. Plays it back to the feet of Hollinger Jansen. Both sides regain a bit of their shape. Less than 25 minutes to go. Tampa Bay Rowdies trying to hold on to their, what would be their 8th win of the year and their 9th clean sheets. Here's Williams, the Alabama native. Finds the new sub, Joe Holland, out wide to Culbertson. Culbertson's left-footed cross is partially deflected. Williams got a head to it, but it's right at McCarthy, who was in danger of letting that go over the goal line.
Another good serve into the block. J.J. Williams, dangerous at the back post. Didn't quite get all of it the way he wanted to.
McCarthy with a bit of a half step here at the end. He was about a foot inside his own net. But he was there with both hands to make the save. Laurent fights off Tejada and wins his side of throw. Here's Malik Johnson. His pass cut out by Daniel Johnson. And he finds Kasim. Kasim with time and space to run. Plays to Williams. Williams' first touch. Almost a whiff as it goes into touch.
Yeah, it looked like that ball skipped on him rather than rolled. Couldn't tell whether he had a bad touch or just a bad hop coming up off the sand.
Referee tells Caleb Richards to restart play, and he obliges. Williams trying to fight off Najim. Najim goes down. Referee says play on. Wright goes down. Referee still says play on. Here's Holland.
He's definitely let the play run a little bit more this second half than the first.
Johnson beats one man, finds Holland. Can't quite beat the second as he tried to continue his run. Here's Steinberger, taken out by Kasim. Referee plays the advantage. And now a counter-attacking chance for the Rowdies. Guinzotti. Najim. Those two continue to connect. Hollinger Jansen is there to cut out any further penetration into the Legion half. Good work by Doherty. Still Guinzotti. Lovely ball into Steinberger, who's in on goal. Van Oekel has to make a save.
I believe that's Van Oekel's first real save of the match.
Culbertson deflects what would have been a cross from Steinberger. It's another corner coming, and now a late stoppage back as Thompson goes to find Kasim, and I believe he might be going into the book for that late challenge about a minute ago.
It's actually really good officiating. He didn't stop the play earlier, let it go on, and then comes back and gives the card when the play is done. Nice bit of officiating.
So Kasim will go in the book in the 69th minute. Second save of the match for Matt Van Oekel.
The referee to Legion FC, number 10, Prosper Kasim, in the 68th minute.
Rowdies already on top by 2. A chance for a third here on this set piece.
Rowdies are up 2-0. They've got 7 players in the attack. On on this corner kick.
Better ball this time from Steinberger, but Hollinger Jansen is there. Lopez clashes with Johnson, and eventually it falls kindly to Avila. Johnson now picks his head up, plays out wide to Brian Wright. Haven't heard as much as we thought we would this evening from Wright. And his pass is cut out nicely. Well done by Damo Duro. Back the other way comes Guenzati. Steinberger switches the play out wide to Malik Johnson. Johnson against Culbertson, 1v1. Now gets a little support from Lopez.
Good defending from Legion FC. A couple times players were 1v1, but they didn't bite. They just held their ground, stayed patient, forced Tampa Bay to try and do something too difficult with the ball, eventually winning it back.
Kasim taken out after the pass, and a free kick is given as Kasim goes down and stays down. And is that another booking coming? It is. Caleb Richards goes in the book.
Our referee's been pretty consistent throughout the match. He's given cards to both teams for similar tackles. It's been a hard-fought battle, but the referee's done a pretty good job of keeping control, and he's certainly been consistent in his calls.
Fourth yellow card issued this evening. Two aside now. Lopez and Kasim on one side, Johnson and Richards on the other. Daniel Johnson to swing it in. Good ball towards the back post. Laurent got ahead to it. Body's all over the floor in the 18-yard box. Throw in coming for the Rowdies on the far side. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, the USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Less than 20 minutes to go from downtown Birmingham tonight. Tampa Bay Rowdies trying to see this one out. That was a clumsy challenge from Malik Johnson. And Matthew Thompson over there quickly to diffuse any problems between he and Joe Holland.
It's been a physical match, that's for sure. Neither team looks like they're likely to back off.
Just barreling through the back of Joe Holland there.
It's a pretty hard foul and clearly not playing the ball.
During the stoppage, Legion will make their second substitution of the night. Prosper Kasim's night is through, as the hometown man, Chandler Hoffman, comes onto the pitch for the first time this evening.
I believe this is the first time all season that we've seen Brian Wright, J.J. Williams, and Chandler Hoffman on the field together. Your three most dangerous attacking threats all together. Interesting to see if they can combine to create the goal that they're looking for here.
Avila goes down. Referee says play on. Legion obliged, but Lopez. Lopez dispossessed by Steinberger, and now the counter might be on. Green shirts pushing forward. Tejada, a touch a bit too heavy. Good ball by Joe Holland over the top to find Brian Wright. 1v1 against Morad. Wright towards the top of the area. Still Wright on his right foot, denied by McCarthy. Another big save.
McCarthy's been good tonight. He hasn't had that much to do, but he saved a PK. He picked a header out of the corner, and now he got down to his right really well to keep this ball out of the goal.
Sean McCarthy has been splendid once again this evening, as Tampa Bay are going to make their second change of the evening. Malik Johnson will come off. Mohamed Kone will replace him. 25-year-old from the Ivory Coast. Johnson will take his time before making way.
We were talking earlier about Brandon Cervania and Chris Richards playing with the national team. Another Alabama native, Alex Clay, who was the Golden Boot winner in Conference USA, played for this Tampa Bay Rowdies team just a few years back.
Avila gets to the ball first. His right-footed cross headed away by Richards. Only as far as another white shirt, though. Here's Daniel Johnson. Johnson towards the top of the area. Johnson thought about a shot. Now takes a shot that's high and wide.
They are creating some shots, creating chances. I think Coach Sohn has to be happier with the way the second half has gone. But that missed PK was a big one, and it certainly would have gotten Legion right back into this match.
How different would this match feel if it was 2-1 rather than 2-0? Fans, Legion FC return to BBVA Compass Field on Saturday, June 22nd, when the club hosts Hartford Athletic at 7 o'clock local time. Come early, enjoy festivities in the pregame plaza beginning at 5, and cheer on Legion FC. Short tickets today at bhmlegion.com or on the Legion FC app. It's June 22nd against Hartford Athletic. Legion FC against Hartford. Hammer down. Corner coming for the Rowdies. Well done once again. Juan Tejada continue to be impressed with his work rate this evening.
He has gotten forward. He's defended. He's challenged everything. He's not the biggest player on the field, but he's sure got a big heart and has had a big impact in this game.
22-year-old from Panama City, Panama. Was a successful preseason trial for this Rowdies club. He's been as integral as anybody for the club from Tampa Bay. Steinberger swings it in. Hollinger Jansen sends it away. Lopez trying to keep it from rolling into touch. Does so, according to the assistant referee. As Oduro plays it all the way back to the feet of McCarthy. Less than a half, or a quarter hour, I should say, left for Tampa Bay Rowdies to see this one out.
15 minutes is a lot of time. One moment, one goal gets you right back in it. The last few minutes of the match can be a scramble if Legion can find a way. But they've got to find that first one.
Here's Holland trying to find Brian Wright. Back to Holland. Looking for the run of Culbertson instead. It was in between Culbertson and Hoffman. Here's Oduro. Oduro's still with it. Now over the top, Steinberger is on it. And a chance coming for the Rowdies. Nicely done by Hollinger Jansen. Tejada collides with Van Oekel. It goes over the top.
We were just talking about Tejada and his heart and his work rate, but there's some good bravery right there, challenging a 6'4" goalkeeper. And he paid a price for the challenge.
Hopefully Tejada's okay. Van Oekel listed at 6'4", Tejada at just 5'10". Oof. Crunching challenge there.
Yeah, Van Oekel got the ball, so it's not a foul, but it's a big body going in hard.
Credit to Tejada, he's to his feet and will play on as play restarts. And there goes Tejada, still off and running once more. Culbertson was looking for a run from Chandler Hoffman. Not quite going to get there as a goal kick is coming. Fans, Birmingham Legion entrusts the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine Team, and you should too. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help get you back to your healthy, active lifestyle. Foul given.
Yeah, he got this call right, but he pointed the other direction, and Coach Collins was about to lose control there for a minute. It was a clear foul against the Legion, but referee pointed the other direction, caught his mistake there at the end.
You saw Thompson there say, my bad.
Clearly a foul from Mikey Lopez leading with his elbow as he challenged for that ball in the air.
Lofted ball in the direction of Guinzotti, finds his feet against Hollinger Jansen. Guinzotti goes down. Referee says play on. Johnson corrals for the home side. Legion trying to build from the back here. Culbertson, a flick on to Holland. Lovely 1-2 there. Culbertson with options developing.
Really good play and good possession from Legion FC. They were in their own end under pressure, but calmly passed their way through. Now they're into the attacking third.
Avila turns and finds Holland. Holland still with it. Pressure provided by Doherty, out wide to Culbertson. 4 bodies in the box. Culbertson's ball is dangerous. Flicked by Wright. Hoffman right at McCarthy. Flag was up, wouldn't have mattered. Hoffman was in an offside position.
They are creating opportunities. They haven't finished one yet. McCarthy's been in the right place every time. 10 minutes at this rate means at least 2 or 3 more good chances.
A little under 10 minutes plus what I would imagine would be at least 4 minutes or so of stoppage time for Tampa Bay to hold on to this 2-goal advantage. Tejada whistled for a foul, or was he offside? He was offside.
When I heard that whistle, I thought, boy, that's the softest call we've had all night, but it was offsides. Assistant referee on the far side made the call.
I was with you. I was thinking surely not. We've had some bone-crunching tackles this evening. That is certainly fair play in this contest. Tarek Morad gets us restarted. He joined Tampa Bay Rowdies in August of last year and really has started nearly every contest since then. Here's Hollinger Jansen now to Williams, who sunk back into the midfield. Williams trying to flick it through to right. Instead, it's deflected up in the air for McCarthy. And after all the saves and plays he's had to make tonight, that qualifies as child's play to this point.
Not his most difficult play.
McCarthy's made 2 fantastic saves in the run of play, not to mention denial of a penalty off the foot of Brian Wright. That would have made this game 2-1 early in the second half. Johnson trying to pick up the run of Lopez. Instead, keeps his run going, goes down, referee not buying it.
He had an opportunity to spring Mikey Lopez early, took an extra touch, and then things got closed down. He really didn't have anywhere to go.
Good first touch there by Lopez. Avila trying to hold off Sternberger, does so. Holland now plays it out wide. Holland working forward, finds Wright. And Avila not on the same page, cleared all the way back to Van Oekel. Fans, don't forget you can find all the Legion FC information in one place. That's the Legion FC app, available now on iOS and Android platforms. That's the Legion FC app, the only app that says hammer down.
As the Legion are sending more and more players forward, Rowdies continue to leave 2 center forwards up high, matched up 2v2 with the center backs, looking for one more counterattack opportunity. It's a risk that Legion have to take. So far they're getting away with it, but it's going to be a tough challenge, 2v2 on half a field.
McCarthy lofts another option deep. There's Chandler Hoffman trying to connect with J.J. Williams. Williams couldn't quite bring it down. Diakite shouts for a handball. Diakite did well to play it without the use of his arm. Williams. Flag stays down, and Williams is able to play it. Still Williams, his left-footed ball is deflected. Oduro sends it into touch. It is a crowded attacking third right now as Legion continue to try to push numbers forward. Lovely turn there by Holland. He's able to keep it and find Brian Wright. Right inside off his right foot, shot blocked by Oduro.
Legion are doing a really nice job of moving the ball from one side to the other, trying to create some gaps in between the Rowdy players. But Tampa Bay has dropped so deep, there just isn't much space to play.
Tejada couldn't quite connect with Guenzati. Still Legion forced to build once again from the back. Birmingham Legion have struggled to score most of this year. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay Rowdies have been stout defensively. So far, this Legion attack has not been able to crack the code, save the one penalty kick opportunity and a couple of chances here and there.
The hard part of this match is Legion have had at least an equal number of chances to score. They've created 2, maybe 3 really good chances, haven't found the back of the net. Tampa Bay Rowdies have had 2 good chances, finished them both. Matt Van Oekel's only made 1 real save on the night, and yet the scoreline reads 2-0.
Shots are even in this one, 6-6. But it's Tampa Bay who have made the most of their opportunities in this one. Fans, don't forget you can tune into ESPN News on Wednesday, June 5th at 7 o'clock local time for Wednesday Night Soccer when OKC Energy FC travels to Albuquerque to face current Western Conference leaders, New Mexico United. It's the week's best match on Wednesday Night Soccer, June 5th at 7 o'clock on ESPN News. Each side with 1 change remaining. We'll see whether Coach Collins or Coach Sohn utilize that remaining change. With less than 4 minutes left, plus stoppage time coming. It's looking more and more like a 3-point performance, yet another one, for these Tampa Bay Rowdies who have been so impressive at the outset of this 2019 campaign. So far, their impressive play has continued into the month of June. Wright tried to split defenders, couldn't do so. Diakite was there. Clearance only falls as far as Mikey Lopez. Lopez heading for the corner. Perhaps a chance to get a cross away. He does so. It's flicked on by Hoffman. Nobody home, though. Culbertson runs it down. Held up, plays on. Referee plays the advantage. Culbertson's cross finds Lopez. Out to Johnson. Still bodies in the area. Johnson on his right foot. Still Johnson working towards the end line, and he can't keep his cross in the field of play.
The Rowdies really have been an impressive unit. They work hard together. They work for each other. You've got wingers defending around the box. You've got defenders getting forward on set pieces. They score goals. They have clean sheets. They win on the road. They win at home. This has really been a complete team, and they've performed well everywhere they've been.
Tampa Bay have not given up a goal since the month of April and have not dropped a contest in USL Championship play so far this year. 7-0-5. 7 wins, 5 draws. The body of work so far for the Rowdies this year. Legion came into the night 3-5-3. Tampa Bay in their 3rd season here in the USL, playing some quality soccer.
When we talked with Coach Sohn earlier, we talked about this game being a massive game for Legion FC, especially psychologically. It'll be interesting to hear his view of this match because I think they've played really well. They've had the lion's share of possession. They've created the equal number of chances to score, and yet they've continued to struggle to find the back of the net.
Looks like Legion will make that final change they have at their disposal. Daigo Kobayashi is about to come on. In the place of what looks like will be Eric Avila. That is indeed the case.
Really the last attacking player that he's got on his bench. He's taken his right back off and brought on a midfield player, so it's another attacking move.
Kobayashi, the 36-year-old native of Japan, making his 4th substitute appearance after playing a full 90 minutes in a U.S. Open Cup match on Wednesday at Louisville City. Both Legion and Tampa Bay rotated their squads fairly heavily in the midweek in the Open Cup. Najim's long throw finds the head of Culbertson. Winzati goes down, referee not buying it. 4 minutes of stoppage time is coming. Stoppage time tonight brought to you by UAB Medicine.
4 minutes is plenty of time. There's certainly time to get one back. All you need is one chance. And Legion FC have certainly made the decision they're going to keep going forward and keep playing. They've taken a defender off and brought on another attacking player, so they haven't given up yet.
Just 3 in the back for Legion right now. Right on the turn. Out wide to Chandler Hoffman. Hoffman's left-footed ball, top of the box, couldn't connect with Williams. And in the end, it's run down by guess who, Juan Tejada. I want to see his catapult at the end of the night. How much ground has Mr. Tejada covered this evening?
Yeah, he's put in the miles, there's no question about it. He's put in the physical challenges as well. He's played well, he's kept possession, he's created chances. He's had a great match. I think if they were giving a player of the game for the Rowdies, it would probably go to McCarthy with the PK save. But Tejada's had a huge impact on this match.
Tejada tried to spring free Steinberger. Instead, it falls back at the feet of Doherty. Back up to Tejada, who heads for the corner. Time and space for Doherty. Trying to slip through Steinberger instead of having a crack.
It was really well read by Kobayashi. Saw the play coming, just stepped into the passing lane.
Time and space for Joe Holland to move forward. Holland out wide to Culbertson, bit too far.
Looked like it was going to be another opportunity to put the ball in the box. There were lots of guys queuing up at the top of the 18. But just a little miscommunication between Culbertson and Joe Holland.
A little more than halfway through our minimum of 4 minutes of added time here at BBVA Compass Field. Both supporters groups still making noise across the way, although it's one supporters group that's a bit more happy than the other. Traveling fans from Tampa Bay have had plenty to cheer about.
Rowdies brought a nice group with them. Don't always see quite that many fans traveling with USL teams, so it's nice to see they've certainly added to the atmosphere of the evening and added to the color in the stands. My guess is they're going to keep partying all through the night tonight.
Especially after this performance. These two teams will play once more coming up in the month of August 10th. Birmingham Legion will head down south to the Sunshine State to take on Tampa Bay for the second time this year. And it'll be their third overall matchup if you count that February scrimmage in preseason action. Long ball looking for Brian Wright. Wright goes down. Got his head to it, but that was about it as McCarthy corrals. 2014 USL Goalkeeper of the Year has looked every bit of that this evening.
When players win awards, and especially with goalkeepers, you don't always know if it's based on the defenders in front of them, but he's really been very good tonight, and I'm sure that he's been a major part of all of their shutouts and all of the victories they've had so far this season. He's really been outstanding.
Last touch was off Kobayashi. It's one more corner coming for Tampa Bay, and this should just about do it.
I don't think we're even going to see them serve this ball in. I would be surprised.
That is it. That is all. Our final whistle from Matthew Thompson and Tampa Bay Rowdies. The class of the Eastern Conference continue their unbeaten run in Eastern Conference play. A 2-0 win tonight keeps them atop the table.
It was a fun match to watch. Both teams attacked. Both teams fought and battled hard. Lots of action at both ends of the field. Birmingham Legion continue to struggle to score goals.
A familiar story for both sides. Legion's struggle in the attacking third continue. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay keeps yet another clean sheet. That's now 29 points from their first 13 matches of this 2019 campaign. An outstanding start for Neal Collins and his side. Meanwhile, a few more struggles continue for J.J. Williams and the rest of this Birmingham Legion front line as they fall here at home in downtown Birmingham this evening. We'll take a timeout, wrap things up when we come back.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Welcome back to downtown Birmingham. Tampa Bay 2-0 winners over Birmingham Legion tonight. Clay Gardner alongside Mike Getman. There's Vulcan painted in all its lights. Shined upon the Tampa Bay Rowdies this evening as we get a look at our final numbers from this contest this evening. Mike, as you mentioned in the broadcast, Birmingham Legion really a lion's share of possession, especially in the second half, but it was Tampa Bay Rowdies who made the most of their moments.
You can't give a team like the Rowdies 2 goals in the first half and think that you're going to come back and win. They're just tough defensively. They've proved it all season. Tonight, they didn't win in possession, they didn't win in shots, but they won on the scoreboard where it counts, and that's what they've been doing all season.
John McCarthy was massive multiple times tonight at the back end of this Tampa Bay Rowdies defense. Caleb Richards, Pape Diakite, Tarek Morad, the rest of that back line did a good job stifling Legion's attacking moves. They brought on more attackers in the second half, and in the end, the Rowdies were able to bend but not break at the back line.
It's not always the beautiful game with the Rowdies, but it's a fun game to watch, and they battle hard. They work so hard from front to back, and they win the physical battle as much as they can. It's an exciting style of play, even if it's not always beautiful.
Here you see the traveling supporters. Their first place club picks up yet another win in this 2019 campaign as the Rowdies are now a few points clear at the top of the Eastern Conference table. Meanwhile, Birmingham Legion, in defeat tonight, remains on the fringes of the USL Championship playoff race in the Eastern Conference. Still plenty of season left for both of these sides as we get a look at some of our final highlights from the night. There was goal number 1. It really got Tampa Bay off to a good start.
Got them off to a good start, really composed, calm finish. Birmingham came right back and had a chance to score. J.J. Williams almost sneaked it in the upper corner.
And then this second here was really the dagger right at the stroke of first half. Legion could have gone into the dressing room at 1-0. Instead, Tampa Bay was able to double their advantage.
Yeah, that 2-0 margin at the half made things tough for the Legion. They played hard, they played well, they battled throughout. But once they missed this PK right here, they didn't have another great chance that you thought this has got to be a goal.
Tampa Bay had a couple of more chances. One Tejada was certainly at the center of them, but in the end, Legion's numbers pushing forward, not enough to find the back of the net. John McCarthy was there on that play and was there throughout the night as Tampa Bay come away 2-0 winners this evening. Fans, this copyrighted broadcast is owned by USL Productions, LLC. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the USL is prohibited. A physical contest tonight in downtown Birmingham. It goes the Rowdies' way. First place team in the Eastern Conference stays in first place with their 8th win of 2019. For Mike Getman, I'm Blake Gardner saying so long. We'll talk to you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship. This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League